a Bible believer looks at world history. Uh, you can get it on Lulu.com, Amazon.com, at the Bible Baptist Bookstore, or just follow me here. Now, um, in North Africa, in 1941, and Britain was having great success against Italian possessions in Ethiopia, restoring Emperor Haile Selassie to the throne. Then Hitler sent his Luftwaffe to help Italy and Libya. In March, Rommel arrived with his Panzer Afrika Corps, and he struck at the British at Tobruk, and fighting raged across North Africa. In Iraq and Syria, Arab outbreaks instigated by Nazis attacked British garrisons, threatening oil wells in Iraq. Britain reestablished control of Iraq and invaded Syria along with Free French forces, taking Damascus. Now, Hitler was planning to invade his good old buddy Stalin, Joe Stalin, and in February of 1941, he moved to secure his southern flank by controlling Yugoslavia, as Hungary and Romania were already German satellites. Yugoslavia's leaders were forced to join the Axis. Under the Nazis, Bosnian Muslim and Croatian Roman Catholics butchered and murdered nearly 1 million Orthodox Serbians. The Roman Catholic paramilitary Ustashi, under such killers as Ante Pavelic, tortured and brutally killed Serbian victims. More information concerning this episode of European history used to be on a website called Vatican Bank Claims, and in a variety of, which I don't think that website's up anymore, in a variety of books. The Serbian atrocities of 1990s can be directly attributed to revenge for this barbarous time. Britain sent troops to Greece in anticipation of a German invasion under the successful General Wavell. Then, patriotic Yugoslavians, encouraged by British and Greece, overthrew their government and rejected the Axis alliance. Then, in March 1941, Hitler invaded Yugoslavia successfully, and in April, he took Greece. The British forces in Greece were overwhelmed, and nearly 300,000 Greek and British soldiers were captured with nearly 20,000 killed. In May, German paratroopers, including boxer Max Schmeling, famous for his fights with the American hero Joe Louis, landed in Crete and took it from the British. Max Schmeling was a true hero in every sense of the word, and even saved Jews from being killed by the Nazis. So Hitler took over, excuse me just a second. Okay. Hitler took over for Mussolini in the Mediterranean and continued to bomb Malta. And the air superiority of the Luftwaffe forced the British to ship goods a long way around Africa. Several British naval disasters capped the setbacks the nation was having. Italian human torpedo teams made a hit-and-run attack on the battleships Queen Elizabeth and Valiant, putting them out of action for months. The brave Italians escaped. Minefields and U-boats added to the British misfortunes. Rommel's supply lines were unimpeded, and if the Italian Navy had made the effort, it would have swept the Brits from the Mediterranean. Admiral Cunningham managed to keep his remaining ships constantly and aggressively at sea, and news of the disasters was kept from the public. Things did not look good. But then Hitler would make his biggest strategic mistake of all. And this isn't in my textbook, but understand that Hitler, first, he gambled in the beginning of the war, he gambled that Britain and France would not dare declare war on Germany. He just did not believe it. In fact, he was astonished when they did declare war. And I have several firsthand accounts showing that people were there, saw how upset he was, and how some of the generals said, "We're sunk. You know, there's no way we can do this. We can win." And he had promised them there would be no two-front war. Then he makes this huge strategic mistake that spells the end of his global or regional aspirations for control and domination. Hitler was now intent on the real war he wanted. He considered the dismemberment of the Soviet Union to be the final step in his drive to the East, creating living room for the German people he planned on leading for 1,000 years. He began to plan the attack on the USSR as soon as France was conquered. He believed that Stalin had westward plans by his invasion of Finland and activities in Turkey. The invasion of Greece, events in Yugoslavia put Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of Russia, fatally off until July of 1941. Now, we're going to begin with the events of June 22nd, 1941, which is it's remarkable, and we'll talk about it next time, the Nazi German attack on their ally, Soviet Union. Now, interestingly, in America, you had communists um, screaming that we should not be helping Britain because Soviet Union was allied with Germany. But as soon as Germany would attack the Soviet Union, then they were screaming against Nazism. So a lot of these left-wing news reporters that became famous for their assaults on America during the Vietnam War uh, were staunch, great reporters in World War II against the Nazis, but not so much when the Soviet Union and the not Germans were united. So it's very interesting when you look at that. Anyway, we're going to talk about the invasion next a little bit, and then talk about Japan and China also. So thank you very much. I hope you'll study world history and come to your own conclusions. This is just a survey. It's just skimming the surface. A lot of things maybe you have heard about, you know about more than I do, and some things maybe you ever heard of, never thought of. Thank you.